Hello, everyone. On behalf of Moses Neimer, I'd like to welcome you here to the Zoomer Concert Hall. We're a little tight for time. Usually my song and dance routine goes on for about 20 minutes, but I've only got two minutes. So I'm John Van Driel. I'm program director here at Classical FM, which is 96.3 FM, the GTA. And
45 seconds there.
103.1 FM Eastern Ontario, and of course 102.9 in the Georgian Bay and in the Muskokas. So it's all part of the Classical FM family. But I think you probably already all know that. Welcome to the Zoomerplex. I see a few Zoomers here. Those of us are 45 plus. And if you want to know everything about CARP, Zoomer Magazine, the latest issue, the Zoomer Heartthrob is on the cover, Kevin Costner. And there are all kinds of great articles of interest to those of us who are 45 plus. The big thing is that you are also a part of this concert. So I have to get a sense of your enthusiasm. So we've got less than 2 minutes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah! The last audience was just far more enthusiastic. You guys are opera lovers. You guys are into opera. They're the most enthusiastic crowd in the lot. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Good rocking tonight. Okay, that's great. Okay, make sure your phones are turned off. I suspect you all have one of these things. Make sure it's off. And you're in for a great treat, HeidiMelton. Ooh, absolutely stunning. Great reviews in Die Valkyrie. Daria is your floor director, so she will...
1 minute to air, 1 minute.
And Belle Anderson, of course, is going to be your host for the program. Again, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the program. We've got less than 60 seconds.
Didn't he do a great job? Now he owes me one, and he's my boss, you see, so. Hi. How many of you have sent a request to my show, Bill's Classical Jukebox?
30 seconds to air, 30 seconds.
Oh, I want more of you.
Okay.
I promise, I'll play what you ask for, unless it's Justin Bieber.
Hey.
Even if he writes a concerto.
Okay, 1 sec. Can I get you in your position, please? No, over here. He's walking in, yeah. So you're back there, right next to Ian. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, in 5, 4, 3.
Hello, I'm Bill Anderson. Welcome to the Zoomer Hall Concert Series. Our special guest today has been praised as the Wagnerian voice opera lovers have been waiting for. Now, she's appeared with elite opera companies all over the world: Berlin, London, San Francisco, New York, and the Canadian Opera Company in Toronto. And soon, she will make her Carnegie Hall debut. Please welcome HeidiMelton. Simply magnificent. Isn't she wonderful? Just wonderful. And what we heard there were 3 songs by Richard Strauss. The last one, Zueignung, meaning dedication, a song about heartbreak. And before that, Ruhe meine Seele, Rest My Soul, an 1894 song. And Die Georgina from 8 poems for high voice and piano. And before that, some Wagner. From Tannhauser, Dictere Halle, sung by Elizabeth while entering the hall of the Wartburg. We thank very much accompanist Rachel Andrist for her appearance here today. And Rachel will be back with our very special guest, Heidi Melton. We'll have a chance to chat and hear more wonderful music right after this.
Oh, you're a good woman. Thank you. Cheers.
This was the first clause in your contract, wasn't it? What we like to do during the 5-minute commercial break that we're having now on radio live is give you a chance to ask questions of our special guest, Heidi Melton. So who wants to go first?
Okay, just wait.
Wait till we get the camera on you.
What made you want to be a singer?
What made me want, oh, I've got this for a reason, I suppose. What made me want to be a singer, I had grown up and always loved music. Sang in church choirs, sang in children's choir. Played piano with my grandma every day after school. You know, I'd always loved music. And then something happened and I caught the bug. I caught the opera bug. And then it was done. It was just done, and I knew that I had to. When I was accepted into undergrad, they said, you're not good enough to be a singer. You need to maybe do music ed, you need to maybe do something else. And I don't like people telling me no. So that also was a bit of a, oh, you think I can't, right? So fine. You know, make me sing tenor and choir, I'll do it. But I will get there. That's my answer.
Who's next? Over here.
Besides singing in German, what other language can you sing in opera?
I try and sing in as many languages as possible. I love singing in French. I love singing in Czech and Polish and Russian and all of those. Italian and I are trying to become friends. we're not buddies right now, but we're working on it. But I do love singing in as many languages as I can. I just sing mostly German opera, I suppose. But I have done French and Italian and Czech. I also do English, yes.
And she will in just a few minutes. I saw a gentleman up here who had a question.
You must have a strong musical bond with your accompanist. How long have you two been performing together?
You know, the funny thing is, we met 6 weeks ago. And she is amazing, as you can see. And yeah. But I think you either have chemistry or you don't. And if you don't, then you have to fake it, which is a very hard job. But we actually have quite good chemistry, and it just kind of clicked.
90 seconds to air, 90 seconds.
Diet Coke.
We got time for one more quick question in this break. We're going to have another break, so you can be thinking about questions. Anybody else have a question from the audience? I'm not going to ask it. Oh, we have one back here.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to pick your brain. So I'm sure there's a lot of young, talented singers out there listening to you and watching you right now. One tip of advice for their career, not to give up or whatever.
Oh, that's a very good question. There have been many times when I've thought maybe I should give up, maybe I should open a bakery or be an obstetrician or, I don't know. There's been many different things that have crossed my mind. And I think my two pieces of advice for young singers are to A, be stubborn. Be really stubborn.
30 seconds to air.
Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not going to work. If you believe it'll work, it'll work. Second piece of advice is find... Yes, I will tell you. It's a teaser. You have to find out the rest later.
You have another break. You can hold on to that.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
So what she's trying to say is don't give up unless Daria is saying stop.
Can I get my Diet Coke? Thank you.
There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to the Zoomer Hall Concert Series. I'm Bill Anderson with my very special guest, dramatic soprano Heidi Melton. Now, a lot of our listeners and viewers are new to opera. We keep finding new listeners and viewers all the time. How would you define that phrase, dramatic singer? What does it mean?
Christine, you want to take this one? I think to me, dramatic means that my voice doesn't necessarily lie as high as a lot of the other sopranos, but I can go up high. I just like to lie a little bit lower, and we're loud. I think that's a big one. Is we're loud and we can sing over lots of instruments.
But does loud not just mean power?
No.
Okay. Explain
For
that
me,
to
it takes more power to be quiet.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it
very
takes more
interesting.
control. It takes all of that. Loud is easy. Quiet is the hard part for me.
How excited are you about your Carnegie Hall debut?
Oh Lord.
This was just announced.
Next year's a big season. I have both Carnegie and New York Phil debuts next year. So I'm incredibly, incredibly excited. Very nervous. But I always think that everything happens when it's supposed to happen.
And isn't it a good thing to be a little nervous? Doesn't that mean you're trying hard?
Yeah, I think the day that I quit being nervous is the day that I don't want to sing anymore.
Well, tell us a bit about the performance you're going to give there. I know Valerie Gergiev's involved.
Yes, at the Carnegie, I am doing the immolation scene. It's Brunhilde's final scene in Götterdämmerung, and I'm kind of working my way very slowly into that role. So give me 10 years, and then I'll maybe do the whole thing. And then the New York Phil is also it's the end of Valkyrie and some Strauss songs. So.
Tell us about the very important role that your grandma Frances played in your musical development from a very young age.
Okay, I will attempt to do this without getting teary. It's not going to work. She was really my best friend and my biggest mentor. She started teaching me piano at the age of 4 because I insisted. And she said, "No, you're too young." And I said, "Try me." And so she did, and then every day after school, we were together and playing piano, and if I did very well and had done my theory homework, I got to play duets. And as things progressed and I started taking voice lessons, she would come to every single voice lesson and play for my voice lessons.
She
And
was your accompanist.
she was my everything.
Now, you've listed that she is your most important influence, but other musical influences, I found it fascinating to discover that they range from a great opera singer by the name of Astrid Varnay to Barbara Streisand to Sarah Vaughan. Talk a little bit about this and how they helped you develop.
I mean, I think anybody who looks at my iPod would think that I was bipolar because it's just, it's everything. I like all different kinds of music as long as it's good, as long as it speaks to me. And good is something that speaks to me, and it might not speak to anybody else, and that's also okay.
At what point in your development did you stop being a little bit of Astrid, a little bit of Barbara, and become just Heidi?
Oh, heavens to Betsy. I think I have always been just Heidi, and I'm also on the path to becoming Heidi, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So explain it to us.
I don't know that I've ever tried to be anybody else, but I don't feel like I am all of what I will be yet.
You're working hard at it, obviously.
I'm doing my best.
You're going to be at another very important New York City event beyond Carnegie Hall, beyond the Philharmonic, and that's Rising Opera Stars and Recital at Pace University.
Yeah.
How do you get those kind of gigs? Like, and I'm talking not just about you, but your managers, your agents, all your people.
I'm a very lucky lady. I'm a very, very lucky woman. And I'm really excited. Whenever I get the chance to sing recital, I jump. I say, yes, please. Because I love opera. Please don't get me wrong. I love it and I love concert work, but recital is something entirely different. And to be able to give a New York recital debut at Pace under this foundation is a really incredible honor, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, we know you love recital because you've agreed to come and be with us today, and we're all very, very happy about that, aren't we? And there are many more things that I want to talk to you about, but right now, I think it's time for her to sing some more. Don't you agree? What have you chosen for your next piece?
So the next one is a bit of a departure for a girl who is mostly known for singing German, more German. This is The Blessed Virgin's Expostulation by Purcell. And it's a little mad scene, basically, from the Virgin Mary. And it speaks about her fear and her doubt and her joy and all of the things that would come with finding out that you were pregnant with Christ. So it's a lot. It's a loaded scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're so pleased to have Heidi Melton with us today in this Zoomer Hall concert series. And here she is with Henry Purcell's Blessed Virgin's Expostulation, the 1693 musical setting of a poem by Nahum Tate, who at the time was the poet laureate of Great Britain. Here's Heidi.
his little footsteps press unregarded through the wilderness. We're milder, savages resort. The desert's safer than at Iron's court. Why, fairest object of my love, why dost thou from my longing eyes remove? Was it a waking dream that did foretell thy wondrous birth, thy wondrous birth? No vision, no vision from above. Where's Gabriel now that visited my cell? I call. Gabriel. He comes not. Where's Gabriel now that visited my cell? I call. Gabriel. He comes not. Flattering hopes, farewell, flattering hopes, farewell. May Judah's daughters once caressed, may Judah's daughters once caressed, called me of mothers the most blessed, called me of mothers the most blessed. Now fatal change of mothers most distressed, of mothers most distressed. How shall my soul its motions guide? How shall my soul its motions
This is the Zoomer Hall Concert Series, and Heidi Melton there sang the Blessed Virgin's Expostulation by the British composer Henry Purcell. We'll be back with lots more after this. We don't have to do this in radio.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, go for it.
We like more questions. Who has been thinking of a great question and wants to tell it? Right over here.
Why do you find Italian so hard? Or is it hard or just...
I think everybody has things that speak to them. And so far, the Italian parts that I should sing don't speak to me. There are Italian parts that speak to me. I just give me another 10 years. 10 years is my rule for a lot of things. There's something about the way that it feels when I sing it. There's something with a lot of the Italian ladies that I'm supposed to sing. They're not really strong women so much. They're, it's a lot of kind of staying very still and praying, and then kneeling, and then praying, and then standing back up and praying, and then dying. So I'm not that good of an actress to do that.
And some of those dying scenes take so long, don't they?
I mean, really. It's always the tenors that take the longest to die, though.
All right, we have time for another question. Anybody? Oh,
Can I finish answering this young lady's
I'm
question
sorry.
up here, if that's okay?
Yep. You
I
jump
just
back.
wanted to tell you, find what it is that speaks to you, what you're good at, what your specialty is, and don't ever try and be anybody else, but find your thing, and then go for it. Don't listen to somebody who says you sound like this person or that person or this. No, you are you, and you're special. So that's my biggest piece of advice to you. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to finish that one up.
Thank you.
Yes, hello.
Hi, I'm enjoying it very much.
Oh, thank you so much.
And there's so many words to remember when you're singing these songs.
Correct.
Somehow hearing it in English makes me really realize that. But my question to you is, how do you prepare for a performance? Do you have special things or good luck things that you do to get ready?
I try not to have too many superstitions because it's hard to get them everywhere. You know, when I'm traveling around, I can't always guarantee that I'm going to have a banana. I can't always guarantee, I have, if you want the real, this is not going on air, correct? Or am I? We're live on the web. Okay, well, I can say this on the web. I always make sure to have a picture of my nieces and my grandmother's ring in my bra. So. Oh, what about the Diet Coke? Oh, I'm such an addict to Diet Coke, but you can't get it in Europe. And so I've weaned myself off aspartame except for when I'm performing in North America. So, and then I go for it, as you can see.
We have time for one more short question. Anybody?
Here we are.
When you're preparing a piece,
Yes, sir.
do you do the interpretation by yourself, or do you have coaches to help you with it?
That's a good question. I always do the groundwork myself first. I don't like bringing something completely cold to a coach because I feel like that's kind of unfair to them. So I always do all of the groundwork, the learning the notes, the translation, what I feel about it first, and then I go and then they always blow my mind with a whole bunch of other things. But I always try and do most of the groundwork myself. Oh, powder. Yes.
30 seconds to air, 30 seconds.
All right. Thank you all for your great questions.
Yeah, thank you. They're really good questions.
20 seconds to air, 20 seconds.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Diet Coke can?
Correct, it's
10,
empty.
9, 8, 7. Do you want to move?
Yep.
6 and 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to our Zoomer Hall concert series with our special guest, dramatic soprano HeidiMelton. Your Canadian Opera Company debut. You have a marvelous role. It's in Wagner's Die Walküre, the role of Sieglinde, and she's quite a character. Tell us about her.
Oh, she's amazing. I'm so in love with this woman. Every time I can play her, it's such a treat for me. She is horribly abused and mistreated and has had a very, very, very rough life. But she is the most hopeful woman, I think, in the entire world. She never gives up hope. She never quits fighting. She's always, you know, every single sound, it's maybe this is the moment. Maybe this is the person that is here to rescue me, take me away. Every single thing. And then, you know, when she finds Sigmund, then it's even more fight because she has to save him and do all of that. And then she finds out she's pregnant. And, you know, and she fights, she goes into the woods, she's starving, she's thirsty, she's, you know, under a whole bunch of horrible conditions, and she fights to give birth. And she's a fighter. She's incredible.
There are times, though, that she's incredibly passive. There are times she's amazingly passionate.
Yes.
What a wide range of emotions. Are there musical challenges to portraying these different moods?
I think for me, the biggest musical challenge of Sieglinde is that it never really goes high. It never really, it only goes above an A once, and it's for a very quick moment. And so for me, you know, we always usually think high notes is when the drama comes, so it's finding ways to make it as dramatic and alive as possible while using just your middle voice, which is pretty cool.
How has your approach to playing Sieglinde changed since you first did it? Because you've done this role many times before.
I've done it, you know, I did it the first time in 2011 in San Francisco. I think every time it changes just by where you are in your life and what the production requires of you. I did one production where I was a cave woman, and I didn't walk for the first 45 minutes of the opera. So that was a special challenge. But I mean, every single time she grows and changes and morphs, but her core is still the same.
Talk about your director, Adam McGowan.
Oh, I love him. He's
So do a lot of people.
I know.
Because he's good.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
What I think, if I have to make it quick, which I'm not good at.
No,
so
don't be
I will,
quick. We
I will
get
do my
all
best.
the time we need.
I think what I love most about him is how much he trusts the music. He trusts the music more than any other director that I can think of. I shouldn't say that, but what he did with this. You know, I went there and I was like, well, I need to fill this moment, and I need to do this, and I need to act and do all of these things, and he was just like, Heidi, be still. Let the music do its thing. And once I did that, then all of a sudden, so much more happened that I didn't create, but was created.
Talk a bit about your colleague Clinton Forbes, who plays your love interest, or at least one of your love interests, or the characters. I mean.
Whoops.
You got to see the opera, folks.
I mean, Cliff he's the consummate professional and the nicest man you'll ever meet. He is just lovely. And, you know, it's an amazing thing when you have a partner on stage who has done that role 150 plus times. And every time I'm like, you're a masterclass. Teach me all that you have to teach me.
Like all performers, you have to travel a lot.
Yes.
What's good? And I understand for that, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. What's good and what's bad?
See, I love traveling and exploring and finding new things. And, you know, I like seeing all of the things I can possibly see. What's bad is customs and not being able to take fluids with you. And, you know, it's hard to be away from family, from especially my nieces. And my sister's gonna have another baby very, very soon. And I won't be able to be there for that birth. And that's really hard for me.
Mm-hmm. I have read that you would love to live in a world that teleportation
heck yeah.
exists in. Like, beam me up, Scotty.
Oh, I mean, just take me from here to there. It's not that I mind flying on planes, because I usually just try and, you know, melatonin myself all across the pond. But it would be a lot nicer, you know? You don't have to take travel size anything. You don't have to go through customs. You're just there.
What's definitely nice is the way you sing, and so please sing something else
thank
for us.
you.
This is a piece you've chosen by Debussy. Tell us a bit.
It is. So these are 3 songs by Debussy, and they're, what I love most about them, the very first one is about a young girl kind of falling in love for the first time. Granted, she's falling in love with her flute teacher, so there's some problems there. But at the very end of it, she hears the frogs, and she knows that it's evening, and she says, you know, my mother will never believe that I'm out this late looking for my lost belt. So there's that. And then the second one is, it's a beautiful love story between a man and a woman, where he's talking about a dream he had and her hair and how it's very sexy. And the third is kind of I always look at it as a love that has gone by and reflections on that. So, yeah.
Chanson de Bilitis is the title. It's
Yes.
the music of Claude Debussy. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, here is Heidi Melton.
Voici le chant des grenouilles vertes qui commence avec la nuit. Ma mère ne croira jamais que je suis restée si longtemps. chevelure autour de mon cou. J'avais tes cheveux comme un collier noir autour de mon nuque et sur ma poitrine. Je les caressais, c'était les miens, et nous étions liés pour toujours assis par la même chevelure, nos bouches sur la bouche, ainsi que de laurier n'en souvent qu'une racine. Et peu à peu, il m'a semblé que nos membres étaient confondus, que je devenais toi-même, ou qu'étaient entrés en moi comme mon songe. Quand il t'achevit, il mit doucement ses mains sur mes épaules et il me regarda d'un regard si